Hi everyone, welcome to UTV Guna. I got Amar with me. It's been a long time, bro, since I had you on the channel. Amar is a Liverpool fan, and I'm not looking forward to doing this video after our result against them last week. But yeah, bro, how you been?
Yeah, all good, man. Keeping well. I hope you're good. Hope all the viewers are all well too.
Cool, bro. So let's talk about last week's game. It's been a week now, so yeah, getting over it. It was really disappointing for us. We created so many chances. We should have been up at least 2-3 nil. But then second half, you lot did play better and you managed to get the win with two late goals. What were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I thought like so before the game started, one of the few times this season I thought we'd lose the game. Like I felt like the game was more important for you guys rather than us. Obviously you want to be in the FA Cup, you want to be in all the trophies, but I just thought that like Arsenal would be rocking. I thought you'd play well. I thought you'd play I thought we'd rest more players, but we didn't. So yeah, I thought you guys were going to beat us from before the game started. And to be honest, you probably should have beaten us because obviously, if you look at the game, see the first half, you had so many chances. Um, Not sure why you played Havertz up front. I thought you should have played Nketiah. Um, but yeah, it was a strange game in terms of first half. I was happy to take 0-0 at halftime, and then we just took our chances at the end. Second half we played a lot better actually. We started improving, um, and yeah, look, I'm happy with the win. But I think that game was more important for you guys, to be honest. I mean, you have a break now, so maybe you needed that. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting game, but it wasn't a game where it was just a game where you didn't have a proper finisher. And like well, Havertz, he wasn't hitting the ball properly. And Havertz, I've seen him do that at Chelsea, where when he's through on goal or having a shot, he doesn't put enough like power behind the shot. So he'd either score a place goal or it might not might maybe just the keeper will save it or something. So yeah, overall it was yeah, I'm happy with the result, but yeah, we kind of a smash and grab you could say. But second half we played well, so I think I don't think we deserve to lose that if you look second half as well. But yeah.
Disappointing, as I was saying, for us, even though it is the FA Cup and not one of the main competitions, we wanted to progress and we wanted to bounce back after the couple of losses we had in the Premier League before that game. But yeah, let's talk about the Premier League now then. So you guys are top of the league and
Come on.
you've had a good season. Got a lead. After City won yesterday, it's closed down to 2 points now, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, because that was their game in hand.
Yeah, so
Um,
2 point gap on them. You've got a 5 point lead on us, and it has been a very good start of the season for you. What's your thoughts on your season overall so far?
so yeah, overall, before the season started, I was looking at maybe Europa League, winning the Europa League and winning like a domestic cup and finishing top four. So like obviously the objective has changed now where we are in the title race, but I'm not gonna look at it as, we have to win this title. But for me now, where we are, we have to give the best push possible to win this title. Um, I actually, before the season started, I thought Arsenal would be favourites for the title. I thought Man City would be a little bit, um, I have a bit of fatigue and just kind of just be like a bit more chilled out maybe because obviously they done the treble last season. And sometimes, with doing that treble, they might fall off a little bit. But yeah, look, I'm so proud of our players, and we literally have a brand new midfield. So I don't know how Klopp's managed to do it, and our players have stepped up this season compared to last season. So yeah, overall, I'm happy. I'm excited. We're top of the league. Doesn't mean anything now. I want to see us top of the league or a few points off with 2, 3, 4 games to go this season, and then be right in that mix. And if we win it, it'll be one of the best title. It'll be one of the best title wins. In terms of just looking at where we were last season to this season, it'll be a big switch. But yeah, definitely need to win a few trophies, I think, this season. Even if we don't win the Prem, we definitely have to be winning the Carabao Cup, Europa League. Um, but yeah, overall, I'm very happy. Very, very happy. Our new midfielders have performed, they performed fairly well. Have transitioned quickly into the team. So yeah, I'm quite happy right now.
Okay, and what's your thoughts on our season? You said you expected us to go into the season as favourites. we did start all right. We were at the top not long ago, and even after that game we played against you at Anfield, we got a good 1-1 draw. We were looking good, but
Yeah.
the two losses we've had after that to West Ham and Fulham have really set us back. But we are only 5 points off you. What's your thoughts on how our season's been?
So I would say with Arsenal, um, the first game of the season, I think you just held on, didn't you, 2-1? And I was on holiday and I remember watching that game and I was thinking, yeah, it happens. From the start of the season, 2-1, it happens. You're happy with the win. Then I saw the Fulham draw, and Fulham are a decent team, so I was thinking, okay. And then the United game, you beat them 3-1, and Rice at the end, and then recently Luton, Rice scored again at the end, and I thought, maybe you got that mentality in you to get these wins when you're not playing well. But I actually think potentially you've made a mistake with the tactics, the change of tactics. I think look, Xhaka was class last season. Let's remember, Xhaka was I always like Xhaka actually. I think he's got a good amount of like leadership about him, that kind of presence, that character. Probably last season was the best season by far. Before then, he wasn't as good. Maybe the year before, he was actually still quite good actually. But yeah, I just think not getting a striker in the summer was a wrong move. I think you need to have proper finishes in your team, and this thing about comparing it to Liverpool's team, it's not the same because Salah and Mane are proper finishers. Salah still is, and so is Mane. Not in the Premier League anymore, but they were proper finishers where they get their goals, and especially Salah. You see now his stats. So I think that was a mistake, and I just think it was kind of a bit strange when you put Partey at right back, drop Gabriel Magalhaes, who's one of your best centre backs last season, one of your best players, sorry, last season. So I found it a bit strange. I think in Jan, I don't know if you'll get a striker, but I just think maybe you need maybe Saka and Martinelli to start scoring goals, to start being clinical in front of the box. And yeah, it's a difficult one with Arsenal, but you're not too far off. But I genuinely I don't know if you're in the title race still. I'm not sure. I think end of the season it'll be Man City and Liverpool. Um, Maybe if you get a striker in, maybe if you guys, if like I said, your attackers start scoring goals, and even defensively, you're not the same as last season. So yeah, you got to make big changes if you want to be in a title race, big changes, or if you even want to, fight for the Champions League.
Okay, I mean, looking at Man City now, we know what a great team they are, treble winners. There's talk of
Yeah,
maybe difficult for them to repeat the success of last season. They're at such a high, and they had a bit of a bad spell of a few games where they dropped a lot of points, but then they went away
yeah,
World Club Championship. They've come back, look really good again in the Premier League. They're getting De Bruyne back now. We saw the impact he had the other day or
yeah.
yesterday he had against Newcastle to come off the bench, score a goal, get an assist. We know what a world class player he is. He's missed their whole season. He only started the first game. He's been out since then, so he's back in for them. Haaland as well has been injured. He's due back soon as well. We know they get stronger in the second half of the season. So looking at them again, you've got to say they are the big favourites to go on and win the Premier League.
Yeah, I agree. Very, very, very efficient team in terms of the way they work. Um, like we said, they had a blip. Uh, but I just think like you have to remember, obviously Haaland's still out, De Bruyne's back. They just the way Pep's got them playing last season and this season, if they get into their stride, it's very difficult to stop them, unless you keep winning as well. And I'm not sure I'm confident enough to think that we can win, 12, 13 in a row, like I can see them potentially doing. But like I said to you before, I don't think anyone will be outstanding this season. Maybe I'm wrong. I actually think it's just who can become who can find that consistency. I don't think it'll be a super high points tally like it's been years before. I just think who can keep their nerve at the end of the season, who can stay in the mix, keep their nerve, and win these games at the end of the season. I don't think anyone will be special, but yeah, that puts that when I saw De Bruyne come on yesterday and then change the game completely, I was like, oh well, because I was actually even if it was a draw, it would have been good because they're 4 points behind. But now right on our tails, long season to go, and like I said, I think teams are going to be dropping points. It's just about who can keep that calmness, who can keep that have that character to just when it's very important in the season, who's going to keep their nerve. I think you're right. City are favourites. If I actually think it will be. I think right now, looking at it from a neutral point of view, I think it'll be City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Spurs. I think will be our top four. But anything can happen in this league.
Okay, and then let's just talk about the Champions League, a competition you lot are not in this season. So for us, we've not been in it for so
Competition. We won 6 times. So thank you. Thank
long.
you.
Talking about the past, we're talking about the present here right now. With the Champions League for us, it's been a long time since we've been in it, so we will hopefully go on a really good deep run. The draw has been good to us to get Porto in the next stage, and hopefully we can get by them, and then looking forward to a quarter final, and hopefully we can go all the way to Wembley and get to the final. What's your thoughts looking at the Champions League for our situation overall?
I don't think you're one of the favorites. I think there's a lot of good. I think Madrid, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Man City. I think there's about 3 or 4 teams that I think are um, have got a good chance of winning it. Do you know? It's interesting because start of the season, I was talking to one of my friends who's a big Arsenal fan, and he actually thought Arsenal have a bigger chance to win the league a bigger chance to win the Champions League than the Premier League, only because we've seen in the history that if you just play right in those moments, in those ties, and you get through each tie, you can go and win the Champions League. There's a lot of teams that have not played that amazing and won the Champions League. And it's not about see Premier League is straight about consistency and going week in week out and keep winning and keep staying at the top or being in and around. As a Champions League, if you just have a good time, if you go past last 16, get a decent draw in the quarterfinals, have your good moments, where you win that, go to the semis, you got 3 games left and until you can win it. So if you can find the right moments and players can perform, and even as a team perform properly in those right moments, you can win it. I don't think you guys are going to win it, just because I think there are teams that are better than you. Um, and once again, I think it's down to the finishing. I think if you can find players in your team right now, or maybe potentially get signings that can finish, and that can show a bit of magic when needed, then yeah, why not? Why can't you go to the final or even win it? But um, you have to see. We have to see Arsenal when they come back from the winter break how you perform. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how everyone is. I mean, with us, we haven't really even got a winter break. We have, but we got our game and then we got a Carabao Cup second leg, so it's kind of hectic. But it's going to be interesting. Halfway through, the table looks interesting, and yeah, it'll be good to see how it plays out.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to finish with getting a few predictions from you then. So Champions League winner?
I think Bayern Munich,
Okay, Europa League winner?
Liverpool. I think we're quite far favourites. We should win that.
Okay, you gave
Yeah,
me four for the Premier League already. So tell
yeah.
me who will get relegated.
I think all the teams that have come up potentially. I think they haven't. Yeah, it's looked like it's a struggle. I mean, Burnley, had a lot of hype around Vincent Company. Playing their good football and stuff. It's very, Premier League and Championship is obviously very different. Luton Town, I respect them a lot. They nearly beat us this season actually, so I think they'll go down. So I just it's difficult to say, but I think Everton definitely won't go down. Everton, had that points deduction, but they got good players. But yeah, I think potentially the 3 teams that have come up will probably go down this season.
Okay, then FA Cup winner?
Um, I'm going to say Liverpool. I think we're going to win. I think this season, Carabao Cup Liverpool, FA Cup Liverpool, and Europa League Liverpool, and we'll finish second in the league.
Okay, I was going to ask you Carabao Cup next, but you've already said you think you're going to win that one.
Yeah, I'll be look with the teams left. I'll be very disappointed if we don't win this league. Look, we're 2-1 up against Fulham. We go to their ground. If we get to the final, I mean, I'd love to play Middlesbrough. I'll tell you, boy, oi. No disrespect to Middlesbrough. I'd love it to be Liverpool, Middlesbrough final. But either way, Chelsea or Middlesbrough, we're on paper, and right now we should beat both of them. So minimum requirements for Liverpool is to win this Carabao Cup and this Europa League. and then if we can push on to win the league, maybe. But yeah, that's my predictions this season.
Okay, and just on what you've seen so far, who do you think is going to get the golden boot?
Um, I think it's close between Haaland and Salah. Big shout out to Solanke from Bournemouth because again, Bournemouth, they're not a team that dominates or anything. So I think there's a few in contention. I think I'd say I would say Erling Haaland because of how much Man City create. But I think Haaland will win it this season.
Okay, and player of the season?
Um, there's player of the season who I think will be end of the season. I think it's interesting, man. Do you know what? I gotta say, right now is Van der Ven from Spurs. Do you know what? The way they've been playing, the way he's been playing. Remember, he just come from a different league. He's been amazing, amazing centre back. He played today against United, and just come back, and he was very, very good. So I think Van der Ven. Um, and I also think Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. He's really changing up the game, and he's coming into midfield now, which he's done for a few years. But I think Trent's in good contention. So there's a few players. There's a few good players. Destiny and Doggy again. I know you won't like it, but a lot of Spurs players are playing really, really well this season. So they got to shout a few of their players.
Okay, and young player of the season?
Young player this season. Okay, so I'll say it like this. I think player of the season, I'm predicting Van de Ven, and young player of the season, I think will be Destiny or Doggy. Um, like I said, they've just been coming to the league and have been absolutely class. Um, Another one player this season, I think there's a few, but I think those two, I'll stick with those two for now.
Okay, and just to finish with, I want to talk about Mo Salah as a rival to us. He scored a lot of goals against us. He's been an amazing player for you, and there's talk of him potentially leaving you this summer. You've managed to keep hold of him. Don't know if he'll leave the coming summer or not, but he has been a great player for the Premier
Yeah.
League. And like for him to bounce back from that difficult time he had when he was at Chelsea and to go on and become the player he's become. I watch him as much as I say like he's plays for a team that's not my team, but I do admire watching this guy play a lot. I was watching him when you were playing against Newcastle recently, and he was outstanding, like game changer. Missed a penalty, but still just bounced back, got goals, got assists. He's having a great season again, and he's just such a good player.
Yeah, completely agree. Salah, like you said, at Chelsea, didn't get a lot of game time. You know, went to Italy, proved himself, came to live. He's the type of player where he couldn't have just left the Premier League just by Chelsea. I think he had to come back and prove a point. And you could argue that he's probably the best winger ever in the Premier League to play. In terms of their spells in the Premier League. Um, so I think he's been absolutely amazing. And with Salah, as he's getting older now, he might not be amazing through the whole game, but in those moments, that's where he scores or that's where he gets the assists. And I said this to one of my friends that if Salah was at Arsenal right now, Arsenal would be big in the title race because even though he doesn't play well the whole game, in those big moments when he gets that chance, he finishes. And I think people don't understand. I think people appreciate, but they don't understand how important it is to have a player like that. That in those, he might not play the whole game, amazing the whole game, but when they get that chance, they score, and that changes the entire game. So like you said, he's been amazing this season, stats wise, and yeah. So very very happy to have him. If he does go in the summer, they'll have to find a replacement. Um, Elise from Palace maybe, or Leroy Sane maybe from Bayern Munich. It's difficult. You're never really going to find another Mo Salah. That how he's played for us. But yeah, it's I'm be happy so far.
Okay, bro. So it was great catching up with you, even though right now
You
it's
too, man.
hard times for my team and good times for your team. But still a
Top of the league.
long way to go. Let's see what happens. And I hopefully will catch up with you again later on in the season. Thanks for your time today, bro.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, take care. It'll be interesting to see how the season plays out.
For sure, bro. So that's all from us. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share.